Hi, it's Siobhan Murphy here, CPA and founder of Thrive Business Group. I am creating this short video for you to give you an idea of the process of tax preparation with Thrive Business Group. So we have here our tax preparation roadmap that I'm going to take you through step by step. So let's zoom in here and get started with step one. Yeah, I'm going to move myself a little bit there. All right, so step one. This is a step that we do. We prepare and send your tax packet. We actually start this step in December. We prepare tax packets in December so that we can mail them out in the first week of January. We also provide a digital copy in your secure client portal. Now, if you want a digital fillable copy, you can email us and request that. We'll be happy to provide that. Now, next step, step two, this is your job. Your job is to receive that packet, complete it, and send it to us with all of your tax documents. So that means your W-2s and 1099s, income and expense summaries for rental properties or businesses, things like that. Your tax packet includes your engagement letter, the consent form, and our questionnaire. Lots of yes or no questions to make sure we don't miss anything. So there's 3 different ways you can deliver this information to us. Yep, so you can upload to our secure client portal. That's our preferred way of receiving information from you. It's the most efficient on our end. You also have the option of mailing documents or dropping them off at our office. We also have a secure drop box right outside our door, a mail slot that goes into a locked box. Or you can complete your packet online if you've requested the digital version. Next step is step 3, assembling your tax folder. So once everything comes into our office, we get the folders ready for the accountant. Now our admin team does this. Our intake team is an admin team. They're not accountants, so they're not able to tell you information about what's on your tax return or how tax law works or anything like that. But they do have a checklist so that they know what we're expecting from you, and they can go through it and let you know if anything appears to be missing. So all of the data comes in, we scan that tax data. That's why using our portal is the most efficient for us. But anything that comes on paper, we scan that and put it into your digital tax file. Now, if anything appears to be missing, we'll request missing data from you. And then anything that did come in paper, we're going to lock that up and put it in a locked file cabinet until the process is done. Your job in this step is simply to send us anything that we request that looks like is missing. Now, once your tax file is assembled, we're going to step 4 in preparing your tax return. This is where the accountants start that work. So an accountant, we have many that work with us. One of our accountants will review all of the data in your tax file and send you an email with some questions. There may be some clarifying questions to make sure they're understanding your data correctly, or they may have some additional questions because something seems to be missing, or they may be digging for deductions to help you save on taxes. So our request again is that you answer those questions for us, otherwise we can't do our best work, and hopefully we'll get answers back from you in a timely manner so that we can keep your tax return moving through the process and completed to you. Once we have all of those questions answered and the last data in, an accountant will draft your tax return. Now, once the tax return is drafted, we move on to step 5, reviewing and finalizing your return. We have 2 steps of review. First is a peer review. This is a quality check. A second accountant checks your return to make sure that all data has been entered, there's no math errors, decimal points are in the right place, and so forth. Then once that's been completed, it comes to a CPA for a final review. Now, the final review includes 2 parts. One is a second double check on accuracy and completeness, and then a bigger picture check. Now, that bigger picture check, we look for tax strategy. We ask the question, is there anything we could do differently on this tax return that would result in you paying less tax? Or do we see a trend and something coming that we need to do some tax planning for in the future to help you save on taxes? And as well, in the big picture, we look at audit risk. We ask the question, is there anything on this tax return that's a red flag that might trigger an audit or that substantially increases your risk of audit? And if so, what are we going to do about it to reduce that risk of audit? Now, once we're complete with that final review, we're going to go into submitting the return to you for your review. But during this final review, sometimes some questions come up. So you have one step here, and that is that you respond to any questions that come from us. And again, we ask that you do respond to us within a timely manner so that we can keep your tax return moving through the process and back to you as soon as we can. So once that's complete, then we move to step 6, receiving your return. So what we do is we take that completed tax return and we provide a digital copy through your secure client portal. And along with it, we'll also provide instructions on how to sign for the return. That gives us authorization to e-file it for you, and payment instructions with our invoice for services. Now, if you've requested a printed copy of your return, then we'll be printing this out for you at this point in time. Now you have a job to do, approving your return. So you're going to retrieve your return from the Secure Client Portal, review it, and ask any questions that you have. We want to make sure you're getting your questions answered before you sign off on that return. Then you're going to sign your e-file authorization form. We cannot file your return without this signed by you. Then you're going to make payment for our services using one of the methods laid out in our email instructions. Next is filing your return. So this is our step. Once we have your e-file authorization form signed and returned to us, we e-file your tax return. Now, occasionally we have to file these on paper. If we do that by certified mail, so we have tracking on it, but most returns are e-filed. Once it's submitted, within a couple of days, we get an acknowledgement report back from the IRS that confirms it was received by their computer system. So we provide that to you through your portal as well. That way you have peace of mind knowing that your tax return was submitted and received on the other end. Final step is your step. Now, if you provided any hard copy documents, this is when they come out of that locked file cabinet to get back to you, or if you requested a printed copy of your return. So if either of those are the case, then you're going to come to our office to pick up your documents so that you have all of your originals back in hand. So that is the process. It's a little more long and involved than most people think. It's a little bit more than just taking numbers and plunking them down on forms. We want to make sure we're being thorough, accurate, and careful, and making sure that we really do the very best that we can to help you pay the minimum legal and ethical amount in tax, along with filing an accurate tax return in a timely manner. So thanks for taking this little tour of the tax preparation roadmap with me, and I hope that really helps to clarify a bit of the process of what's happening, especially behind the scenes here at Thrive Business Group when we're preparing your tax return.